Good morning, and welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Sunday celebration. We're so happy that you are all here and happy to see the others that are in the room with us, our minimal staff. I'm Ann Cannett, your pulpit practitioner for this morning, and we're just grateful to be here. We know that our sound system and internet connection are being worked on, and everything is going to go great today, and even better once we get everything fixed. So thank you for joining us. I know that this will be a blessed morning for you. So we welcome now Dar West and Merritt Holloway for our opening song.
I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggles, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Well, I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God.
Thank you. We're very blessed today to have Rev.Julie Moret with us. She has written the book, What's Your What? And I'm taking our reading out of that this morning. Much, if not all, of the suffering that occurs in our world is from people who, for whatever reasons, are not living that spark of magnificence that first breathed them into life. When I am being the joy I came here to be, I do not need to spin internal soap operas around what he did or she said. I do not have the time. Who has time to hijack airplanes or plant bombs when there is a sculpture screaming to be chiseled free? Ultimately, that is what this book is about. It is about freedom. Human beings are free when their minds are free, when they have the safe, nurturing space and time to be the creative, generative beings they really are, rather than grumpy drones built by fear-based news, media, and corporations. We look forward to Reverend Julie's talk with us in just a little bit, but right now I invite you to join me as we have our opening prayer this morning. So let's all together take that deep breath that unites us wherever we are, that breath of God, breath of Spirit, breath of love. The allness that God is here right now. I know that the beauty that we see, the love that we feel, the ideas that are creative in our mind come from that Spirit within us. So how very grateful I am that this morning we get to join together in that beauty, that creativity, that love, and come together as one presence this morning. I know that because of the volunteers that have come forward today, that this service is absolutely magnificent. Grateful for those that continue to make this live streaming possible for us, that we can be here and know the truth of our being. So very grateful for Reverend Julie Moret as she has recorded a talk for us this morning that I know will be fantastic. Grateful for all of our board and practitioners and members of this spiritual community and friends of this spiritual community. that we all come together and recognize that we truly are one presence, one power, one love, one life, one beingness, one allness. And I simply let it be. And together we can say the words to ground this, and so it is. Amen. Thank you. And we welcome Moret now for our inspirational music. He's on the piano. Thank you, Moret. If I would have known that was going to be such a beautiful meditative piece, I would have kept us all in prayer and meditation a little longer. Thank you, Moret. Well, like I said, we are blessed to have Rev.Julie Moret with us this morning. Not with us here, but with us. And I'll tell you a little bit about her. Reverend Dr. Julie Moret, author of What's Your What? How to Ignite Your Unique Brand, is an accomplished inspirational speaker and teacher. She holds degrees in a wide range of healing modalities, including psychology, neuro-linguistic programming, clinical hypnosis, hands-on energy healing, and shamanism. Julie's work has been featured on the Lifetime television channel, and she is proud to be an ordained Agape International Spiritual Center minister, speaker, and member of the leadership board. She was knighted by the Order of the Orthodox Knights of St. John Russian Grand Priory, alongside Jack Canfield, Don Miguel Ruiz, Michael Bernard Beckwith, and Lisa Nichols. Julie also serves on the Spiritual Advisory Board for the College of Sacred Surgeons in Princeton, New Jersey, and her TED's talk, How to Clarify Your Uniqueness and Live a Life That Matters, is currently available online. So I know you're going to be blessed by Reverend Julie, and I welcome her now. Thank you, Parisi.
Bakersfield, I am so happy to be with you all. I am envisioning being in your beautiful sanctuary right now and seeing all your sweet, kind, loving faces. And I'd say let's just start off by wrap your arms around yourself, give yourself a great big hug, and imagine as though it's us in fellowship all together at the beautiful sanctuary. Just imagine that we're going around hugging each other during that opening song and giving ourselves some love and fellowship. I am grateful to be with you. Of course, we're all in our little cubby holes wherever we are, because Mother Earth finally did it, didn't she? She sent every single last one of us into a time out. She had been warning us. I mean, you got to give her that. Like, she'd been warning us for decades, like, don't you chop down any more of my forests. I don't care if everybody else is doing it. If everybody else jumped off a cliff, would you? Do you want me to punish you? Is that what you want? No, I know what you want. You want Mardi Gras. You want Coachella. You want to go to a great big stadium, have a beer and a hot dog, watch a ball game. I don't even know what's in hot dogs, by the way. Like, I'm Mother Earth and I don't even know what's in hot dogs. It's like mystery meat in a bun, but you like that. You want that? Then don't you put one more piece of plastic in my ocean. Why? Because I say so. How many times and in how many ways do I have to tell you you are hurting me? You have dirtied my waters, depleted my soils. The air in Los Angeles looks like it's got a permanent sepia tone filter over it. Enough. And enough of the bickering. My goodness, Republicans and Democrats, Russia did this. China started it. Well, guess what, folks? Mama's gonna end it. Go to your room. And from every corner of the earth, we all went scurrying into our rooms. And then Mother Earth, like a quintessential 1950s Jackie O type housewife in her fabulous little cocktail dress and pearls, she went, sat herself down on her living room sofa, had a smoke, and sipped a martini. Like she just needs a minute. How many of you, after months in quarantine with your children, how many of you just need a minute, right? I should clarify something. Mother Earth was actually not smoking cigarettes. Of course, that would be far-fetched. It was probably more of like a medicinal marijuana stick that she was partaking in. Maybe a little special brownie kind of a situation, Just a little something, something to take the edge off. And here we are, after months in quarantine, sent to think about our behavior. The question is, how do we do? Did we take a respectable amount of time to consider our behaviors, our actions, our belief systems? Based on current world events, I'm thinking the answer is no. I'm thinking it's a big no. At this point, you have probably made your way through Tiger King. Don't tell me how it ends. I don't want to know. I made 20 minutes in and then I stopped. But we've probably all binge watched our way through Netflix at this point. So now it's time to binge watch our thoughts, our choices, our behaviors, our actions. Because the only thing worse than going through the hell of these last few months is if we come out the same way we went in. Let's grow together. Let's grow through this time. And I believe that the way in which we are meant to grow right now is by bringing forward the mother. We've had a lot of father. There's been a lot of patriarchy in society, culture, government, corporate structure. And I love the masculine, so please hear that. I love the masculine. I love that protector, provider kind of energy. When the quarantine first started, it was just amazing to watch how my husband morphed into a caveman. It was just like this natural response. And he would rise at the crack of dawn and go out on the hunt. He had within the first 3 days, he had sniffed out and tracked down the different delivery routes, days, and times of our local drugstores and grocery stores. And then he'd rise early and he was out on the hunt. And then long hours later, he'd come back from battle, worn out and weary. He'd kick in the front door with his bare feet, his arms filled with the goods he'd secured. He'd go and dump them down on the dining room table. He'd be like, "Woman, I have rolled toilet paper for you. I have bagged chocolate chips for you." Ha! It's very sexy. So I love the masculine. But what I keep hearing is that it's time for the feminine. And this is not about a battle of the sexes. It's about a balance of energy. And I believe that the way in which we're meant to bring forward the feminine right now is through the divine feminine qualities of nurturance, fierceness, and creativity. Nurturance, fierceness, and creativity. So first up, nurturance. It's the biggest one because this, as I'm describing it, nurturance is energy turned inwards. It's self-care. Without self-care, nothing else can happen. It's our infrastructure. So the truth of the matter is, at this point, we've all learned that there will always be something floating in the air, whether it is a biological virus or a virus of the mind. There's always going to be something floating around. So it's worth taking a moment and asking, what did we learn from all of this? Physically, what have you learned about how to take care of yourself? I learned how to wash my hands. Who knew? Doing it wrong all these years. It's this thing. Did you get the backhand thing? Who knew about that? The backhand, and I think you have to sing happy birthday while you're doing it, or count to 20, stand on one foot, pat your belly, top your head. There's a whole thing around hand washing. So we've kind of got that down. How about your food? Did you get on track with that? Make sure we're getting foods that are filled with life force, vitality, energy, sustenance, nutrition, lots of fresh, pure, clear, clean water. Keep the system flushed. How about supplements? Did you figure out what your program is? I've got my C's and my B's and my D's and my zinc and echinacea and elderberry, and they're things that I've rolled off of for the summer, and then I'll hit hard again early fall. What works for you? What's your plan? And then in the area of nurturance, so we're going to nurture ourselves with physical self-care. But how about emotional? What have you learned about how to tend to your emotional self? There are so many things that are up right now. How do you keep yourself clean and clear emotionally? Because what happens when we go through really challenging, significant events, there are 4 main strategies that human beings use to manage a challenging situation: fight, flight, freeze, or appease. Fight, flight, freeze, appease, right? And so what happens when we go into any of those modes is we create stagnant energy. And so we want to make sure we're feeling all of our feelings. Way back in the early innocent days, when all we were dealing with was just a massive worldwide global viral pandemic, when that's all we were dealing with, I would check in with people. I'd be like, "How you doing? How's it going?" And most people were like, "Fine, good." Which, the truth is though, homemade baked goods are selling at astronomical rates on Etsy, which sort of begs the question, are we eating our feelings maybe? If everybody's so fine. And, maybe it's time to back away from the streusel cake for a minute, one of the best sellers on Etsy, and take a moment to feel whatever we're feeling, to help get that clean and clear within us. And find out, what do our feelings need, right? I know for me, a lot of times it seems like all my feelings really need are just homemade buttermilk biscuits. Also a bestseller on Etsy. But the truth is, what feelings need are to be felt. They can't be fixed, A feeling can't be fixed. It just needs to be felt. And when we feel our feelings, they're able to flow on. When they're able to move, that gives us access back to our full energy. So then we can move forward with the other two feminine qualities that I think are being called for, which is fierceness and creativity. But we can't touch those fully until we've finished with nurturance. And so in this first piece, one of the strategies that I use is a process of breathing. You know, we have so many things that are happening right now in the world, and it's worth it to take a few minutes. We could do it right now. Breathing in through the nose, exhaling out through your mouth, and just taking a moment to feel whatever, just right now. You can notice if there's any tightness in your body, if there's any discomfort, you can breathe into it, kind of release it out. That we just take this very conscious moment to feel our feelings. I needed to do this practice on May 13th. On May 13th, I made the mistake of checking my messages before bedtime. Right before I go to bed every night, it's like a game of peekaboo, okay? So I have my phone, and I always try to go and like plug it into the charger, put it on airplane mode, put it away, you know, before I get in bed, so I don't check my messages, because invariably there's something that requires an attention or an action. But every night it's like I'm kind of peeking, and I don't want to look, but I kind of want to look, but then I don't look, but then I look, and So on May 13th, I looked, I peeked, and right before bedtime, and there was a text message there. And it was from city officials, and the text message said, all Los Angelinos are now required to wear a face mask anytime they leave their homes. I snapped. That was like my last straw. There was no way I was going to sleep. I went into my office and I just sat there like seething. I was so enraged. I could feel the steam coming off my chest. Like it was big. And now, so there are two things I'm clear about at this point. One is that if I have a reaction to something, a response to something that's out of proportion with the event, that's usually a pretty clear indicator that I am responding to something deeper, you know, that it's not just about the surface thing. So I was like, okay, I get that. The other thing I just know about myself is I don't like being told what to do. So any message that begins with, you have to, like, you lost me already. You could check with my parents on that one, or my husband. So anyway, I was aware that I had those two things going on. And so I started doing this nurturance practice of breathing. We'll do it again. Join me breathing in through the nose if that's comfortable, exhaling out through slightly parted lips. When you breathe in through the nose, that creates a relaxation response. It's really almost impossible to stay in anxiety or stress when you do nose breathing. So I started breathing in through my nose, exhaling out through slightly parted lips. And you can even let out some sound. So since we're all in our own spaces, breathing in, ha, 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 just let it go. If there's anything that's been building up or gunking up, just let it go. And so as I did this practice, and you can even, since this is a nurturing practice and we're bringing forward the divine anyway, imagine calling in the divine feminine. Like imagine as though the most loving, mothering figure you could imagine, Kuan Yin, Mother Earth, this divine feminine energy coming and scooping you up. You can wrap your arms around yourself once again. Imagine laying your head on her chest. Like you could just give it all over to her. Anything, any burden, if you were carrying any burden, just lay it over to her. Let her mulch it in her consciousness. And so I did this practice. I started breathing, and as I did it, it began to melt all the places inside where I had these unfelt feelings that had just become stagnant energy inside of me. You know, all the places that I hold, because it's just too much to feel. I started feeling all of it. And what I remembered was that only a few hours earlier, I had watched a post on Instagram that Sterling K. Brown posted about the murder of Ahmaud Arbery in Georgia. Sterling K. Brown is the African-American actor. And in his video post, he held up his mask. He'd just gotten back from a jog, and he held up his mask and he said, you know, the truth of the matter is, I've been wearing a mask my whole life. It's a mask that he and many African-American men learn to wear, especially if they're going to be around a lot of white people. It's a mask that says, I'm a good one. I'm safe. You're okay. I'm not going to hurt you. And I finally, in the dark, late night hours in my office, I let myself feel all of that, all the fathoms of what his statement meant to me, of what it stirred up in me. And I'm white. So, just by the color of my skin, I'm part of this situation, part of the problem. And so in this nurturance piece, it's about following the feelings as they come up. So that's how I felt. It's not necessarily how others may feel, but it's what came up for me. And so I started following this flow of feelings. And then I thought about Ahmaud Arbery, the Black man who, he just went out for a jog and he got murdered by two white racist men. And I thought to myself, oh, I guess he wasn't wearing his mask that day. The mask that Sterling was talking about, that mask that says, it's okay, everybody. I'm not going to rob you. I'm not here to hurt you. I'm just tending to my health here. Just going for a run, a jog, exercise. And I thought, I didn't know if he wasn't wearing that mask on that day because he just thought he didn't need it. He's just going to get some exercise. Or if he was just so sick and tired of wearing it. And then I kept following the flow of my feelings, and I became aware of the two white men that went and murdered him that day. And I thought how they were wearing their masks, their masks of entitlement, superiority, dominance. And it occurred to me that they probably don't even know that they have masks on. Those masks were probably put on them the moment they were born. Like how a newborn baby gets like a little cap put on their head the second they enter the world to keep them all warm. I thought those men probably had their masks just strapped on them the second they came into life. Their mask that says, I am better than. And then I followed the flow of my feelings as all these icicles of stagnant energy, of unfelt feelings began to melt inside of me. I started thinking about the walks that I go on every day. And we're all wearing masks. And it occurred to me that we've been wearing masks long before we were wearing masks. And I started thinking about that. And thinking about all of the insidious, self-deprecating, but sometimes necessary reasons that we wear them. To try to get along, to try to be accepted, to try to make it, to try to, be able to climb the corporate ladder, to try to not get hurt, to try to not get dead. And I just keep thinking about these masks. And then I thought about that text message I got saying that I have to wear a mask. And it just made me think you don't get it. I've spent my whole life trying to take these masks off, and now they say we have to keep them on. And of course they want us to keep our masks on. Whoever the they is, that dominating body in your life, whether it's society, education, religion, culture, government. Of course they want us to keep our masks on. We're so much more manageable with our masks. Everything's so much more clear. I'll wear my mask and I'll pretend to be this. You wear your mask and you pretend to be that. It's so much more clear. It's so much more easy. But it's like crippling our souls. And I started to think maybe the masks are the disease. And of course, I'm not talking about the cloths that we're wrapping around our faces. I'm talking about the chains we use to bind ourselves, to bind our freedom and our authenticity and our truth. And I just kept feeling all the feelings that were coming up. It's messy in this nurturance process, this first piece. It's like, how do you become so well ventilated emotionally, but it's necessary? And I keep hearing George Floyd calling out for his mother. And I believe that it is the divine feminine in each of us that's going to have to answer that call. I think that's what this moment is. There is no hero coming. There's no rescuer. Nobody's going to swoop in and save the day. The one that we are waiting for to make it all better is you. It's me. It's us. And so the first crucial piece is we got to feel it. However uncomfortable, we got to feel whatever is going on with ourselves. When we do that, it allows us to have access back to our energy. So this whole great big piece, this was all nurturance. As we do this self-care piece, as we nurture ourselves, it lets us fire up our fierceness. We get our energy back. It's like having this great big light switch circuit board. All systems go, everything's ignited. You fire up your fierceness. Fierceness is our nurturance turns outwards. So nurturance is energy turns inward. It's the way we care for ourselves. Fierceness is our energy turned outwards. It's how we go out. We love big, we love hard. You know, it's that Kuan Yin, Mama Bear, I got you energy. When you saw hundreds of thousands of people in countries all around the world saying Black Lives Matter, that's Mama Bear fierceness right there. Feminine fierceness is different than masculine fierceness. Masculine fierceness, but we need both. To be a whole person, to be a whole culture, a whole government, a whole society, we need both energies. Masculine fierceness is that it's assertive. It's go out there, get what you want, take what you need, right? It's dynamic in that way. We're pretty good at that. Feminine fierceness is that divine, all-encompassing love. It's Kuan Yin, Mama Bear. That is what we saw when we saw hundreds of thousands of people of every shade, color, religion, creed, marching, saying Black Lives Matter all around the world. It took an 8-minute and 46-second video to crack our hearts wide open and ignite the fierceness within. And it's happening. So we get to become aware right now. How do you want to funnel up your fierceness? Become aware. Is there somebody you want to love? You want to like scoop into that great big Kuan Yin, Mama Bear energy? Is there somebody, maybe you haven't been able to see them because of the quarantine? A loved one, a family member. It could be somebody that still has a physical body or does not. There's no space and time in this. On the energetic realm, science now understands that down to our tiniest neurons, we are comprised largely of vibration and wave. So we may not be able to get together physically. Let's meet in the realm where we can. Allow the vibration of you, the wave of you to extend out. Who do you want to love up? It could be somebody that is still alive, you just can't be around. It could be somebody that no longer has a physical body, but their eternal self is forever. And you can go and unite with them in that way. It could be somebody you know or don't know. Allow yourself to scoop them up. Allow the energy of you to just love up. Who do you want to love up right now? This is your fierceness. It's the way you let whoever that being is or that group of individuals know, we got you, we got you, we got you. I got you, I got you, I got you. Fire up your fierceness. And when you've got your fierceness so fully ignited, that lets you propel forward into creativity. Creativity is our fierceness illuminated, right? So fierceness is the way we go out there. We love big, we love hard. Creativity is when we take that big passionate energy, that big passionate love, and we light it from within. We fill it with glitter, with glow, with radiance, with energy. It's what is God's greatest vision of itself as your very life. Allow yourself to take a moment, open up, become available. What is God's greatest idea of itself as you? Not the you that's like going to manage your way through a tough, challenging time. The biggest vision, that's what this moment demands. Your biggest, your best, your most dynamic, the way that you serve the world the best. The way that is such an enriching, enticing, inviting, exceptional life. What is it for you? Get a feeling tone, a sense, a notion. How does God want to throw down as you in this lifetime? We all have something to give. We all have our way that we're here to shine, to share, to make a difference. Become aware. What is it? What do you look like? How do you feel? How do you dress? How do you shine when you are being everything you came here to be? Breathe it in. Feel how good it feels to be who you really are. Because the truth of the matter is, at the end of the day, Mother Earth is actually not a boozy 1950s Jackie O kind of housewife enjoying a martini in the middle of the day. Mother Earth she's not even a 1970s free to be you and me, marijuana enjoying wanderer type. Mother Earth is present tense. She's right here, right now, clear-eyed 2020, and she is demanding that you and I see and act rightly. That means calling forward the divine feminine, allowing the divine feminine to come and take her rightful seat on the throne right alongside the divine masculine. That doesn't mean a couple paces behind. It doesn't mean replacing the masculine. It doesn't mean alongside like as arm candy. It means right there, 50-50, lockstep, all in. Divine feminine, divine masculine, wholeness. That's what we're here to do. That is what we are here to be. That's what this moment calls for. And when they finally tell us that we could take our masks off, I'm thinking perhaps we should. That's the vision I'm going to hold. A world with no masks and no need for them. God bless you. God bless you, Bakersfield. I love you. I send greetings from Reverend Michael Bernard Beckwith at the Agape International Spiritual Center. And I invite us to all huddle in real close in this moment as we join together for a moment of prayer. That in this moment we join together and know that there is one power, one presence, one source, one life, one goodness, one God, everywhere, always. That this presence sustains and maintains everything about me. It walks me, talks me, breathes me, moves me. And as this is so for myself, I know it's true for you right where you are. That each one of us is made in the image and likeness and perfection of God. And so I'm knowing that this moment is blessed. I'm knowing that right where we all are, the collective of us is enhanced. The collective of us is made whole. The collective of us is enriched and nurtured and supported. And so I specifically know for you right where you are, divine wholeness, divine health, divine right employment, divine right housing, divine right relationships. Knowing and declaring that right where you are, that gift that you have must be shown, shine, expressed. I bless you with everything you need to light it up, to light the heavens up with your radiance, to heal the earth with your love. I bless each of us that we are more whole, more renewed, more re-enchanted with our true divine nature simply because we gather together in this moment to know God, to love God, and to practice the presence, to make a commitment to practice the presence in our every breath, in our every step, in our every action. God bless you, God bless you, God bless you.
Thank you, Rev.Julie Moret. She is so, so amazing. As is Merritt Holloway, who will bless us with another musical piece. Thank you, Merritt. Thank you so much, Merit. We have come to our time of conscious giving. So I invite you to know that this center is being blessed by each and every one of you as you continue to so generously give to the center so that we can continue on as we are, so that we can get new sound equipment and all the things that continue to prosper us. We're grateful for your offerings. The P.O. Box is 617 93302. I think all of that probably is on your screen now. But together I invite us to say our offertory blessing together. Divine love blesses this gift. It is circulated with love and is returned to me, pressed down and overflowing. I am a happy giver and a grateful receiver. Our center is blessed, and so it is. Merit and Dar.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. We are so blessed. We are so blessed. We are so grateful for all that we have. We are so blessed. We are so blessed. We are so grateful. We are so blessed.
Thank you. If this was your first time being with us on live stream today, we welcome you. I'm glad that you were here and hope you come back again. I have a few announcements this morning. Reverend Gregory's Transforming Conflict class is still open. There are 4 sessions every other Saturday. I believe the information is on our e-bulletin. The community meeting is always the second Sunday of the month. Put that on your calendars. And our Monday evening spiritual connection via Zoom is at 6 p.m. Everybody is invited to that. The more people that we have gathering with us, the more our community feels connected and blessed. Again, we're grateful for all your donations. We are having a yard sale, and I finally started cleaning out my closets this weekend, so please remember our yard sale. Amazon Smile is giving back a little bit of everything that any of us purchase on the Amazon account. And we're grateful. We're grateful for your roof donation support. We're grateful for all of your support. So Dara's going to lead us this in our closing song in Blessed Always. We say blessed a lot here and blessed, and we truly are a blessed community.
That's for sure. That's for sure. Blessed always, blessed always, for the love of God surrounds us. Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in God and say amen. Blessed always, blessed always, for the love of God surrounds us. Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in
and thank you once again for being with us today. We know that this is a blessed time in our lives. Thank you, Rev.Julie Moret, for giving us some wise words of wisdom today. I know that we each take those with us and use them in our lives so that we truly are blessed. And I simply let it be, and so it is. Have a blessed day.